So recording now. So welcome to everybody joining live. Well done. And welcome to everybody joining on the recording. Today we're doing spinal mobility, which is one of my absolute favorites, and has been shown to kind of help to upregulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So there's a couple of vertebrae which feed directly into the parasympathetic nervous system, which means rest and digest. So can actually, by moving the spine, we can help just feel a little bit better, a little bit calmer to go on with our day. So there you go. Double whammy, so we're good. So we're going to start by standing really tall and just taking a second before we move any part of our body to check in with ourselves. So I like to close my eyes. If you don't feel comfortable to, just have a soft gaze if you can. And we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose and a longer exhalation out through the mouth. Really good. Just two more. Breathing in and letting it go. Last time, breathing in and letting it all go. Well done indeed. And then just start by standing tall, so stacking those bones. And it's useful to have the Zoom if you are joining live, just to have a look at your posture, because you don't always know how you're standing. You can't always feel it. And I want you to especially pay attention to that neck. As I always say, I'm here naturally, so when I see myself, I'm like, oh. So suddenly tuck your chin and stand up a little bit taller if you can. And it might feel very strange, and that's okay. And especially paying attention to that slight tuck of the chin. And notice how that immediately feeds into maybe sensation through the lower back, through the upper back, and just hanging out there for a little second. We're going to start with a head nod. So we're going to soften chin down towards your chest, feeling that stretch at the back of the neck. And then I want you to draw a line with your nose towards the ceiling and back down. So you're not going too far back, so you still want to feel supported at the base of the skull. Now, I know I said spinal mobility, and you're probably thinking, why are we doing our necks? Because that's part of the spine, the cervical spine. Really good. And that's why I talk about the neck alignment, because you want your neck to be in line with the rest of the spine. Well done. We've just got two more. So really taking your time. And then back down. And then coming back to that nice neutral position. And then we're going to go ear to shoulder. Now before we do that, I want you to shrug the shoulder up and then actively draw it down. So did you see that? So I'm about here normally. So it's just that active drawing down of the shoulder. And then I want you to take that left ear and be mindful of that. So just really try and keep those shoulders drawing down, and then ear towards shoulder. I don't like the ear to shoulder because I don't want you forcing it. I want you to just take it really gently, especially to start. Just noticing any clicks, creaks, snap, pop, crackle. Really good. Really nice. Just side to side. And just doing what works for you. So I'm keeping mine quite small because my range of motion here isn't great today. So you might have slept a bit funny. So if you're coming across any pinchiness or pain, try and go around that or lessen the movement, the range of motion. That's it. And then you're going to look, so just be really mindful. If it feels achy, you might want to make it extra small. And then I want you to turn to look over one shoulder. And again, you're not forcing it. You're taking it really small. And this is the challenge with these movement sessions, because it's not about getting that workout and pushing it and doing the hardest you can, going the fastest you can. It's just about tuning in and exploring that full range of motion. And by doing so, creating a little bit more range of motion. That's it. Well done. We're going to back to our head nods and see how they feel. Down. And up, taking your time, down and up, down and up, and then from the middle we're going to go side to side. And this time you might want to think, rather than thinking of that rainbow, of kind of just moving your head within these two planes. So I quite like that because I'm just almost tilting rather than kind of going to the side, especially if you've got any achiness. I am crackling so much, you have no idea. Really good. Yeah, you too. Nice job. And then taking your nose, it's easier if you have one like mine, but taking your nose and drawing a little circle with the nose. So leading with the nose can be really useful. And then reversing. Really lovely. And if there's any points that feel a bit sticky, you can kind of hang around there and gently move into them. If they feel pinchy or sore, just go around them rather than through. That's it, so stop before that. Well done indeed. And now we're going to move on to our shoulders, but actually we're working this part of the spine, which is thoracic spine. So if you have a wall or a fireplace or anything of this kind of height, if you've got a wall, that's fine. We did this one last week, I think, but I want you to think about keeping your arms long. Doesn't matter if you're on tiptoes or flat feet, and you're thinking about drawing your shoulder blades towards each other and then pushing them apart. So draw your arms, that's it, beautiful. Your arms themselves are not bending. Really good, Monique, yeah, lovely. Lovely, Anna, yeah, that's perfect. And really nice, Melissa. Lovely, Cara. Fantastic. And just really feeling the shoulder blades draw towards each other and then pressing apart. Just 2 more. Last time. Beautiful. And then coming back to center, I want us to take a little roll down. So we're just going to go all the way down. And the reason that we're doing this quite early on is because we're going to do it again at the end and see how you feel differently. So softening your chin towards your chest, and rather than coming forward like that, I want you to peel down vertebra by vertebra. Just hanging, letting the head hang low. And imagine the head is a bowling ball and it's drawing you down vertebra by vertebra. And stopping where you need to stop. So you're not pushing anything. Doesn't matter how far off the ground you are, it doesn't matter at all. What matters is just letting the body relax at the bottom, softening through the back of the neck and the shoulders and the jaw, and then very slowly from the tailbone, peeling back up vertebra by vertebra. And bringing your head and shoulders up at the very end, that's the important thing, well done. And then roll those shoulders, fantastic. And we're now going to go to this part of your spine. So this is kind of lower, thoracic to lower. We're going to open your arms. Thoracic is just the middle of your back. And you're going to go side to side. So you're thinking about moving that rib cage. So if you think your spine is here, we're kind of moving the spine side to side, that's it. Now this is a hard one to not bring your hips with you, but we're not surfing, we're trying to just, And I find one side here is a lot tighter, so just tuning into your own bodies and noticing how one side feels compared to the other. Yeah, you can absolutely do it with your hands and your hips, if that feels better for your arms. 3, 2, 1, well done. And then we are going to do the sideways roll down. This is called the ragdoll. So I want you to, again, if you need a wall, you can stand against a wall and do this against a wall because you're not moving this part of your body. So you're rolling to the side and then rolling forward, keeping the pelvis upright, rolling to the other side, slowly up. Now do be mindful if you have any low blood pressure. And then back. And then relaxing forward. So think ragdoll or puppet on a string. Just think anything, any visual cue that helps you side to side. And then just doing one more. Side to side. And then shaking it off. Well done indeed. We're going to go back to your full roll down. So starting, standing tall, softening chin towards your chest. Rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Hanging out at the bottom. Feel free to bend the knees if that feels better for you. You might want, this time you might want to sway a little bit side to side. And then see if you can soften any more. And then pressing into the feet, drawing the belly in and up. Slowly coming back up, keeping the head and shoulders down until the very end. And this time we're going to bring our hands up and overhead, slight back bend, look at your hands, and then back down. Fantastic job. And then we're going to think about using the thoracic spine, which is this upper middle back. And we're going to just do an arch and a hollow. So you're going to think about that, hugging a tree, hugging a big bear, whatever you want to hug, or your dog, anything, and then open it out. So it's that Titanic moment, and then you're hugging whatever you'd like to hug and opening out. And this time as you hug your bear, you're softening your chin down, and then you're opening out. So you're really thinking again, shoulder blades apart, but this time you're moving the whole of the upper spine up and down. You can make this as small as it needs to be, but you really want to find that extension where you're bringing, this is called extension, where you're bringing your chest forward. That's it. And then flexion, you're rounding the spine. Just 2 more. Well done. Last time. Really good job, fantastic. And then we're going to come down this time in a hip hinge. So I want you, rather than the rolling down, we're going to imagine there's a wall, a door behind you, and you're just sending the hips back. So it's like a forward fold in yoga. So rather than kind of rolling down, you're keeping everything long and coming back up again. So that's it. So you're just sending the hips back and using those glutes to come back up again. Last time. That's it, that's it. Really good. Really nice. And then we're going to do a combination of our roll down. This one feels great if you can get into it. You're going to, you know the extension we were just doing, this is your flexion, this is your extension. You're going to beam your chest forward to come down and then roll it back up. So do whatever variation of that you need to do that feels good in your body. So you can soften your knees, you're kind of beaming the chest forward and then tucking the tailbone and rolling back up. So beaming your chest forward, finding that extension, and then rounding the spine to come back up. Really nice. And just doing a few more of those, that's lovely. And just making it work for your bodies. Beautiful. Just one more, calming down, and then rounding the spine all the way up. Absolutely fantastic. We're just going to do exactly that, Cara. A little helicopter side to side. Beautiful job for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to go back to our ragdoll. So just grinding through the feet, letting yourself go. Now, what I said about the wall, sometimes it can help to have that feedback from the wall so that you're just rolling to the side but kind of staying connected. The pelvis' lower back is connected, and then rolling forward, rolling to the side and coming back up. So if you do have any low blood pressure, you need that little bit of feedback, please use the wall. We're going to do 2 on each side. I want you to take your time, really trying to relax the head forward, join to the side and back up. Well done. Side, forward, side and back. Just one more on each side. Forward, side and back. Last time. Side, forward, side and back. Well done indeed. From here, shake it off for a second. From here, we're going to go into a forward fold to a roll up. So it's a little bit like this one, but just slightly bigger. So if you want to watch me for a second. So I'm thinking about forward fold in yoga. So if you ever, I don't know how you do a forward fold, you bring your, like that, not a yogi. So you come down like you're coming towards the floor. And obviously it doesn't matter if you go nowhere near the floor, this is about you. And then you're rounding through the spine to come up. So it's that, rather than beaming the chest forward, it's just flat back down and rounding it up. So it's flat back to come down and then rounding it up and only going as far as works for your body. Nice job. So keeping the spine long. So remember hitting the wall with your bottom and then rounding up. So it can feel a bit strange, but this is the one that I find irons out the kinks in my lower back. Really, really good. Last time. Beautiful, everybody. Well done indeed. And then all we're going to do is a few little tucks and untucks of the pelvis. So this is kind of just the very lower part of your back. And just rocking forward, rocking back. That's it. And just noticing how the lower back feels. So I notice a little bit of tension at that lower back. So just being really aware of what's going on there. Really good. Nice job. And then I just want us to do a little circle. And then we're going to do a little SI joint movement. And then we're going to finish with a nice roll down. So I want you to round the spine, that's it. Rolling, rolling, rolling those hips. And then we're going to think this is the SI joint here. So you're just going to hitch a hip and then hitch the other hip. So I'm showing you from behind. So it's not bottom side to side, it's just hitch and hitch. So you're just moving this joint here. So just however you see, kind of bending one knee, bending the other. Does that make any sense? You're bringing that hip up towards your shoulder and up and up. That's it. Just moving that SI joint. 3 and 2 and 1. Yeah, that's exactly it. So you can do it like that instead. Perfect. Again, you're just moving that SI joint. Fantastic. And then rolling those shoulders before we do our final 2 roll downs. Now I want you to think about whether you prefer a roll down with your feet hip distance apart or whether you'd like to bring them wider. If you prefer, so some people like to keep their legs straight and roll down like this. Some people like to kind of bend the knees, tuck your tailbone and roll down more kind of into yourself. It totally depends what works better for you. And another way, if you have a lot of flexibility and can get to the floor quite easily, you can stand on blocks just to give you that little bit extra distance to go. So that's not for everybody, but if you happen to have lots of flexibility in that way. Are we ready? So I want you to take 30 seconds down and let your neck soften, let your jaw soften, unfurl the brow. Just take a second at the bottom before you come back up. Starting by softening your chin towards your chest, lengthening through the back of the neck, slowly rolling, 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 bending your knees as you need to. Just finding what works for you, stopping when it feels like enough. Hanging out if you can at the bottom, whatever that is for you. And maybe just flopping the arms, softening the jaw, unfurling the brow, and then from the tailbone, slowly stacking those bones one on top of the other as you roll all the way back up. Optional, hands to meet up and overhead. And we're going to go one more time. So I'm going to go into wide-legged one. I just prefer a little bit more wide-legged, so I've got a bit more space, but it's entirely up to you. So starting again, standing really tall, tuck your chin parallel with the floor. Take your time with this and just rolling down bit by bit. Noticing any little points in the spine where it might feel a little bit tight or achy. And only going down as far as it feels good for your body. And as I said, when you get to the bottom, take a second. If you're in a wide stance and your hands meet the floor, you can move side to side. You can even go into a yogi squat if that's in your practice. And then very slowly, we're going to float back up, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, trying to create a little bit more space in between the vertebrae, if you can. And then slowly bringing your hands to meet up and overhead. And then relaxing all the way down, rolling the shoulders. Really beautiful job, everybody. And you are done for your, I was going to say lunchtime, for my lunchtime.